You're watching NFL Daily, and before I tell you where Aaron Rodgers, Saquon Barkley, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Carson Wentz are going to be playing in 2020, I want you guys to be playing with somebody else and not yourself. How do you do it? By going to manscaped.com/chat, where you're going to get 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Whether that's the Lawnmower 4.0, whether it's the Ultra Premium Collection, whether it's the Perfect Package, I promise you, you're going to find out why over 4 million men are using Manscaped products out there. Let's first talk about the guy that probably uses Manscaped out of anyone. It's Jimmy Garoppolo, the quarterback of the 49ers. Now, what you guys are going to see are I'm going to be breaking down 4 players here. I'm going to give you some stats, going to break some stuff down, tell you where they could potentially be playing, and then give you my prediction. In terms of Garoppolo, if Adam Schefter's sitting here saying, yeah, the Jimmy G trade's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, I'm going to go ahead and believe him. He carries a $24.2 million base salary in 2022, which I actually think for a quarterback as much as experience as Garoppolo has, that's pretty good. On top of all this, the Niners drafted Trey Lance, number 3 overall, last season, and that's the route that they're going to end up going. In 2021, Garoppolo had 3,810 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a completion percentage of 68.3. From a career standpoint, whether it was with New England, whether it's been with San Francisco, he's been a pretty reliable quarterback. I don't know if anybody's ever considered him a top 10 type of guy, but also I think a lot of people would say he's probably middle of the road. And if you're an NFL team out there that all you need is a middle of the road quarterback because you have solid skill position players or solid defense, then Garoppolo should definitely be somebody to keep in mind. So what I try to do here is give you my top 5 Jimmy G trade destinations. They are the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Washington Commanders, the Denver Broncos, the New Orleans Saints, and then the Carolina Panthers. So just like every single player, I'll tell you where I think that they could end up going. But first, I want you guys to go ahead and try to take a guess. So look into your crystal balls right now and tell me, where will Jimmy Garoppolo play football in 2022? Go ahead down in the comments section and let me know. My prediction is Jimmy G will be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben has retired. The Steelers, they desperately need a quarterback. There's plenty of rumors out there saying that Mike Tomlin wants a veteran. He doesn't want to have to go ahead and work with a rookie. The Steelers also have the 20th overall pick in the 2022 draft. What happens if their top quarterback prospects are gone? I could see Jimmy Garoppolo coming in there right away because he's a lot better than Mason Rudolph and he's a lot more reliable than Dwayne Haskins. I'm telling you that right now. You insert him in right now with that defense, with that running game, with their passing game. Jimmy Garoppolo can help the Steelers get a little bit further than what they got last season. So I don't know about y'all. We are on the road to 3K, and we have been cruising down the road for a long time. And we are just we're like, 19,000 away? So if you love the NFL, you love the NBA, college football, if you just want more free NFL content, then Chat Sports is the family for you. Not only do we keep you guys updated on daily videos, we're also interactive. So we got a bunch of people watching our live show. And I tried to take a guess on some people that were going to be watching the live show today because I know they're always watching our stuff and commenting. If you want to see your name on a future show, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and make sure that you're commenting on our live shows and on our regular videos. So major shout out to ECK Sports, Taylor Holland, and Denley Tobert, just letting you guys know we appreciate you, and we always see that you're watching. Let's go to the next player here on my NFL trade candidates video. It's Saquon Barkley, the running back for the New York Giants. There was a report that came out yesterday at the NFL Scouting Combine that the Giants are taking calls on Barkley. Barkley has missed 21 games the past 3 seasons, and he's due $7.2 million on a 5th-year option. From a 2021 standpoint, Barkley averaged only 3.7 yards per carry, had 2 touchdowns, 162 carries, 593 yards. When you talk about a rushing standpoint, when you watch this guy go between the tackles at points, you're like, all right, this guy can get it done. He's got over 600 carries, nearly 300 yards, 19 total touchdowns. The issue that Barkley does, though, he always looks for the home run, and I kind of want him to just start getting north and south instead of east and west. But also what he does really well, he can catch the football. Not only do I think he might be the most talented running back in the league, and that's not taking a shot at anybody else. It's just from a athletic standpoint, size, speed, the combination. Barkley has it all. He just needs to learn how to stay healthy. So if you were to tell me, Mitch, okay, Give me your top 5 teams that could go out and trade for Saquon. Who would they be? Miami Dolphins and San Francisco 49ers always pop up, though. I don't know if these two teams end up doing it, because if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm like, well, I can put any running back into my system, and I want somebody that does go north and south. That's not necessarily Barkley. Mike McDaniel, the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins, similar boat there. For the Buffalo Bills, they need a running back. The Kansas City Chiefs, Saquon in Kansas City, that would be a nightmare for a lot of teams. There's no doubt about it. I'm also going to throw out the name the Arizona Cardinals, because James Conner and Chase Edmonds are both free agents, and that team just wants to put as much talent around Kyler Murray as humanly possible. So now here you go. Again, I'm going to ask you, where will Saquon Barkley play in 2022? I want you to try to wrap your mind around it. Try to think about it, and I'm going to let you know where Saquon Barkley is going to play in 2022. But first, I got to tell you, Manscaped just released their brand new Ultra Premium Collection. These products are going to keep you smelling great from your head all the way down to your toes. Remember that old song? I wanna lick you from your head to your toes and I wanna. You remember what I'm talking about. Well, guess what? Your girl's going to want to play that song all the time, because you're using the shampoo and conditioner. You're using the deodorant. You're using the body spray, the lip balm. The moment you step out of that shower, she's going to be grabbing all sorts of stuff. And you're like, babe, relax a little bit. Manscaped's going to keep you guys smelling great. So go to manscaped.com. Use code CHAT at checkout for 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Saquon Barkley, y'all, he is going to be staying with the New York Football Giants. There was another report that came out that the Giants are unlikely to trade Barkley. And also, something actually happened today on Wednesday where New York released Devontae Booker. I personally think that that's really telling, the fact that I actually thought that Booker looked halfway decent this past year for the Giants. In fact, there's a few people that might say, oh, he was playing better than Saquon. At $7.2 million, if Barkley can play 15 games, you're going to get your value. And if I was Brian Dable, and if I was Mike Kafka, and I was that new offensive regime, and I had a toy like Saquon Barkley to play with, yeah, I would try to keep him happy and on my roster. Let's go to another quarterback here. It's Carson Wentz of the Indianapolis Colts. There's been multiple reports out there that Jim Irsay, who's always been aggressive, has been looking to upgrade at the quarterback position. Wentz in 2022 will make $28.29 million. And he's got a roster bonus due March 19th. So if Indy wants to make a decision, they need to make a decision rather quickly. Last season, from a statistic standpoint, it's actually not half bad. 3,563 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Here's the issue. All you had to do was win either the Raiders game, Week 17, or beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Indianapolis Colts are in the playoffs. Carson Wentz couldn't do it. Why? Because he's a choke artist. Maybe Carson should start using Manscaped products. Now, in terms from a career standpoint, over 20,000 passing yards, 140 touchdowns. Sure, he's definitely had some turnover issues. And when Carson's been good and confident, he's a really good quarterback. Though, he also shows a lot of signs that he's just not quite that dude. So in terms of who are some teams that could be interested in Carson Wentz, I have the Denver Broncos. The New Orleans Saints are a team to keep in mind. The Carolina Panthers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Washington Commanders. So just like I asked you for Jimmy G, just like I asked you for Saquon Barkley, where will Carson Wentz play in 2022? The more and more I thought about this question, the more I thought, okay, who's a team that might not want to go out and spend a lot of money, that, I don't know, maybe has a good, solid, high draft pick that it's not 100% sure what they want in a quarterback in the draft, but they feel like if they can get this guy, they can compete in the division. So Carson Wentz, the Commanders is where I'm going to go with this one. They desperately need a quarterback, and if you could potentially get him on a one-year rental, since Wentz doesn't have any guaranteed money after 2022, okay, Washington, you pay him $28 million. If you're able to win the division, which, remember, Washington won this division in 2020, and there has not been a back-to-back winner in the NFC East, I believe, in the last 4 years. Carson's not a sexy name, though he knows the division, and if the Commanders are not 100% sure on any of the quarterbacks in the draft, why not? Go ahead and give the redhead a shot. All right, y'all, before we get into Aaron Rodgers and before I tell you where I think he's going to end up playing football in 2022, I love what I do here at Chat Sports, but the only way that you're ever going to get better is if people give you criticism, or if people tell you what you're doing well, or hey, can you do more of this? I enjoyed that. So if you watch today's show, and I just want you to give me your feedback, let me know. So give me a follow on Instagram and give me your feedback in my DMs at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to somebody who probably doesn't care about anything, really. It's Aaron Rodgers, and that's the quarterback of the Packers. So there's been multiple reports out there that Rodgers is looking for $50 million a year, though Rodgers also recently said that that's a lie. Here's the issue, man. I don't know what Rodgers is thinking. I also don't know if he eats clay or not, or if he gets water from a spring. Packers, they don't want to trade him away. That's something I know. Why? Because he's the best player in the NFL right now. You can't really debate that. Back-to-back MVP winner. The only 4-time MVP. So won it in 2011, 2014, 2020, and 2011. His stats from this past season, 2021, 68.9. Yards, 4,115, 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. When you really talk about a career, Rodgers might be the best regular season quarterback of all time. And that's not taking a shot at Brady, not taking a shot at Peyton Manning, Steve Young, but from a statistical standpoint, you could make the argument Aaron Rodgers is the greatest regular season quarterback of all time. Again, most MVPs, the best touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history, 55,000 yards. The only thing that people talk about is, well, he's only 1-0 and only has one Super Bowl win, which came all the way back in 2010. So for Rodgers, there's going to be tons of teams interested. And if you're like, oh, my team wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers, the only teams that I would say, honestly, would say that are the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs, because if you're not those two teams, Aaron Rodgers can help you out. In terms of the teams that are the most likely to do it, I have the Denver Broncos, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Washington Commanders, and the Indianapolis Colts. But if you've been following along with the show, I got Jimmy G going to the Steelers. I got Carson Wentz going to the Commanders. So is Rodgers going to the Broncos, Bucks, maybe even the Colts? Jim Irsay wanted to be aggressive, said he liked what he saw out of Russell Wilson. If you like what you see out of Russell Wilson, I'd imagine you also like what Aaron Rodgers is bringing to the table as well. So where will Rodgers play in 2022? Let me know down in the comments section, because I personally believe he plays with himself. No, he's going to end up playing with the Green Bay Packers. I just think that they're going to give him the money. I think he's going to sit there and say, I want $50 million a year, and I want to be in Green Bay. They're going to go ahead and give him the money. Plus, if I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd look around and I'd be like, well, do I really want to go to the AFC? Because the other teams on that list were the Colts, AFC, the Broncos, AFC. Do I really want to go up against Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes? No. I'm going to stick in the NFC North, a division that I've absolutely dominated for a long time. And there's been some reports and some rumors circulating around the NFL scouting combine that people are laughing at the idea that Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are going to be leaving Green Bay. So if the reports are true that Davante is going to be staying, I don't think that means Aaron Rodgers is going to be staying in Green Bay. So the 4 players that I talked about, Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo, Saquon Barkley, and Carson Wentz. Put your money where your mouth is right now and let me know, out of the 4 players that you see on screen, who is the most likely to be traded? If you believe it's Aaron Rodgers, type AR. If you believe it's Saquon Barkley, type SB. Jimmy Garoppolo, JG. Carson Wentz, CW. If you made it this far in the video, then we're doing something right around here, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. So please go ahead and like the video.